Hello, 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 and welcome. Sorry about that intro there. I didn't mean to put, well, I mean, it's fine that we put baby Elijah's photo up that long, but I meant to start my intro. I clicked the button. I went to grab something really quick. I came back and I was like, oh, uh-oh, I didn't start the video. So if you're new to the channel, I normally have an intro video, but I went ahead and I cut it short so you guys didn't have to wait too much longer on me. I do have a partner in crime tonight. She's laying over here. She's being really good. It sounds like her sister's coming. Hold on one second. Let me shut the door. Sorry about that. I didn't want her to want to leave because she's so cute right now and she's all in her bed. So I don't want the other dog to bother. The gray one that's normally in here is out there. So, but if you are new to the channel, we do talk true crime daily here. And my name is Tanya. So welcome on in. And welcome into the regular crowd. I see we got our regular peeps in here. So you're getting me for a second round today. If you didn't come for the first time, you're getting second, or you're getting the first time now, but you can go back to see it. We covered the Idaho 4 case earlier today. They had court and Brian was in court. So that's what we did today. It was like 2 hours long. They were there for a minute. Hey, Parker. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Catherine. Welcome in, everybody. Ladybug's here. Liz is here. I saw we had some people in the crowd. Hey, DM. How you feeling? There's me. There's me, I said. Look at that. Welcome in. Hey, Heather. Hey, Lenora. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Some of you I didn't see today, so we're seeing each other for the first time. And then some of our friends from across the ocean there, they're in bed. Hey, Jesus loves me. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Hey, West. Hey, Citizen Sleuth. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. I say welcome in like 50 times. If you guys haven't noticed, if it was a drinking game, you guys would definitely be drunk. Hey, Mary Beth. How you doing, Mary Beth? I know Elijah is so cute. If you haven't heard of this case, hey Jennifer, it's sad. It's really sad. It's like really sad. Liz, VBath, welcome in. You guys you'll hear the details. But this little boy he's 3. He is 3 years old. His name is Elijah Vu, and he has been missing since February 20th. So he's been missing for a little while now. Doesn't seem like it. Cold, rainy there. Oh, ugh. It was rainy here earlier. It's cold here too, actually. Never mind. It's cold and rainy here too. What am I talking about? But what we'll talk about tonight is, well, I'm going to put his picture back up here for a minute. This is Elijah Vu. Like I said, he's 3 years old. This is his Amber Alert. He has sandy colored hair, brown eyes, 3 years old. This says his weight is 50 pounds. I've heard 45. I think he's under that, but that's my personal opinion. But they didn't really feed the kid. And then it says a child abduction alert has been issued in Manitowoc County for the following child: Elijah Vu, age 3. And that gives what I just told you. Child was last seen near 3900 Mishawaka Road, Two Rivers, Wisconsin, and is missing from Two Rivers. And Two Rivers police came out and said that they're still searching. What did they say? They said he hasn't been found. They did a release date of March 28th, and they are doing drones and all that. And I'll read that towards the end. Because it's pretty important what they're doing now. He was last seen wearing gray sweatpants, a long sleeve dark colored shirt, and red and green dinosaur slip-on shoes. Now, if you've been following this case, they did find a dinosaur looking shoe, like a slip-on shoe, out by the trash at our dude Jesse Vang's house. And if you just buckle up for this one, because you're gonna be like, your mind's going to be blown. So basically, I'm going to give you guys a little background, and we're going to look at pictures of Elijah because he's just really cute. So Jesse Vang was scheduled for a preliminary hearing today in Manitowoc County. He was there at 11 a.m. He actually was there to see the state's evidence and hear it against him. A judge decided, or he will decide because we're going to watch it, but he did decide if there's enough evidence to send him to trial. Jesse and Elijah's mother, Katrina Barr, I should actually grabbed a picture of them. They both face felony child neglect charges, and they both remain in custody at the Manitowoc County Jail. So Jesse Vang, the boyfriend, reported 3-year-old Elijah missing on February 20th, and that's what triggered the Amber Alert to come out. The criminal complaint said that he was left in Jesse's care for discipline and to make him a man. 3 years old. Got to be a man up. So Katrina drops little Elijah off. I believe it was February 12th. And he was supposed to come back, I think, February 23rd. And then this happened to where he never came back. I mean, like, I could look at pictures of the little boy all day long. I think he's just the cutest. Very much so. His blankie, his shoe, yes, was his blankie. That's what they did. So they found his blanket too a couple weeks ago. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because when you're a kid, your blankie is your comfort. And I know that he needed that comfort. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't getting it from his father. His father's in jail, prison. He wasn't getting it from his mother. She's looking to outsource and make him become a man from Jesse. That's her boyfriend. With the 920 tattoo on his neck. We already went over all that. But it's been over a month and there's no sign of him. And when you find a child's blanket and you don't find the actual child with the blanket, I mean, it says a lot. It says a lot. It's like, where is he? Now Elijah's side of the family, his dad's side, have been like spear caning this, campaign to help find him. They've been going on the press conferences. They've been going out, putting out flyers. First, it was his aunt that came out, Linda. And then after that, his grandmother came up and she spoke at the second press conference, I believe it was, or third. And she was a mess. I felt so bad for her. But at the same time, I'm like, y'all, where were y'all? You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. It's like, what's going on? One of those type things. But it's like that with every case we cover. It's like, what is going on with people? Basically, I wanted to show you also, I thought this was kind of creepy. I didn't realize this. But so this is Jesse's house or apartment. If you're a 3-year-old little boy, I was trying to put myself in 3-year-old shoes. Like, when you walk out of here, like, you're going to be seen. If you walk down this way, you're going to be seen by a car, I'm sure. If you walk this way, someone in these apartments right here, look at these like windows in the front. Someone's going to spot you probably walking by. 3-year-old kid with nobody with them. And then over here, this is the weird part. He lives right in front of a damn cemetery, which is all open land. You're going to see a child, especially walking through a cemetery. You're going to be like, what did I just see? And you're going to go back. They should have cameras, DM. You would think they would. They would have them somewhere. You would think they'd even have them. That doesn't look like a building that would. I don't even think his building has them. But it says right here, like, well, now it says, never mind. It says, just don't touch it. I thought it was neighborhood watch sign. Let's say the irony. I don't see it. There probably isn't any on his building either. But that's a good question. I should look. Like, look a little bit, maybe a little bit better than I did. But I wanted to show you that because I thought that was a little upsetting. I was like, oh my gosh. We don't know we still don't know where Elijah is though, but we're going to find out some details tonight. And I'm going to go through this, this news article I got for us from Spectrum News. I don't know if you guys have Spectrum or if that's like everywhere, but where I live in Ohio, we have it. It was actually a really good news article. I was like, wow, because like I'm not a big fan of the news station myself, but this article was really good. It points out like every detail within this case that you kind of need to know. So if you don't know anything about this case, you're going to learn. You're going to learn with us tonight. And it's pretty awesome because it's a new case to a lot of people. And I know that a lot of people are going to start like picking this case back up. Maybe they covered it, last month and then they are covering something different now. I think a lot more people are going to come back to this case though. I just have a feeling because that's what usually happens. So, and I did see the Court TV put something out and somebody else, and I hadn't seen anything on there before. So that's pretty good. That's pretty awesome that, big news agencies are picking it up, gets the word out. Maybe we'll find Elijah. wherever he is, but he deserves to come home, and he deserves to be found. And when I say come home, I just mean like go to somebody that can care for him. I don't mean Katrina. Definitely not. She shouldn't even have her she doesn't even have her custody of her first child, but she doesn't have custody of any children because she's in jail. And she looks really pitiful. And they changed Jesse's court date. And so I'm wondering if they changed hers. Let's see. I'll look that up while we're... Okay, April 26th. So that's when she goes back to court. And welcome in, everybody. If I didn't see ya. It's hard to see the... I have 4 screens. I don't know why I can't see any of them. Probably because I got one eye, but we work with it. We work with it. So I'll read through this, and then this will give everybody a better idea of what we're dealing with, because it's triggering. So trigger warning if you've ever been, AB, USC as a child. I'm gonna grab a tissue. Like it's really bad. Sorry, my eyes watering. I put eye drops in right before the live. Okay. So let me read through this. Can you guys see it okay? I think you can. It's pretty small though. But Elijah Vu, a 3-year-old boy who has been missing since February 20th. Is that the beginning of it? No, sorry. Manitowoc County, Wisconsin. So this is Wisconsin, 2 Rivers. In an amended criminal complaint against Jesse Vang, officials provided additional details of the charges he faces. And we went over that criminal complaint, and it was extremely sad. Vang faces 1 charge of chronic child neglect as party to a crime, according to court documents. Vang's attorney asked for the case to be dismissed or for the criminal complaint to provide more details. The prosecution filed a new criminal complaint on March 19th. So that must have been what it was. He got a lawyer, so they switched his court date because he was looking for one. Hey, Aries. Welcome in, everybody. Sorry, my head's bothering me. I don't know if it's the glasses or if I need to wear them or not. So this is according to the amended criminal complaint. All right, sorry. Elijah Vu, a 3-year-old boy who has been missing since February 20th, was in Vang's care when he went missing. In the criminal complaint, Elijah Vu is referred to as victim child 1. Vang was allegedly the last person to see Elijah Vu before he was reported missing. According to the amended criminal complaint, Vang said he was in a relationship with the child's mother, Katrina Barr. Vu had been staying with him as he said he was trying to help Barr correct her child's behavior. He's 3 years old. He shouldn't have any behavior other than being a 3-year-old, playing, smiling, just being a 3. I mean, you know what I mean when I say that. I don't think the little boy's doing anything that should have been punishable like this. Barr said that Vu had been staying with Vang since February 20th. The first time Vu stayed with Vang alone was in January 2024, but the February 2024 visit was the longest time the two had spent alone. And that's according to Katrina. The night before Vu went missing, Vang said he drank 3 12-ounce Budweiser beers and took 1 clozapine, which is clozapine, as a sleep aid per the criminal complaint. It's not a sleep aid either. It's for anxiety, but it could help you sleep. On the morning of February 20th, Vang helped his teenage son get on the bus to go to school. So I want you to remember that. He helped his teenage son get up, get ready, and go and get on the school bus. Vang said Vu was still asleep when he helped his son get on the bus. When he returned, he woke Vu up around 8 a.m. According to the complaint, Vang said he brought Vu into the bedroom with him, shut the door, and fell asleep. He had instructed Vu to stand, so little Elijah, to stand at the foot of his bed and pray. Stand there and pray. They're calling him by the last name, but I feel like I should call him by the first. Jesse said that he was too tired to change Elijah's diaper before falling asleep. When he woke up around 11 a.m., Elijah was gone and he called 911. Katrina told law enforcement that she and Jesse discussed limits of what discipline she did not want used, but was fine with whatever other discipline Jesse chose to use. The limits were not listed in the criminal complaint. So, like, I don't know why people open up their mouths. Like, if I had a son or a daughter and I was putting my hands on them, right? And then they went missing and they weren't found yet, right? They weren't found. I would keep my damn mouth shut. I wouldn't be like, yeah, I used to not, I didn't change his diaper. I used to make him stand at the foot of the bed. I used to put him in cold showers. Like, what's wrong with y'all? You guys are dumb. People that commit crime are extremely, extremely unintelligent. Best way to put it. I mean, it's either the Google searches, their own mouth, the Facebook, or something. It's always something. It's always something with, they always get on the internet. Or this time they open their mouth. I just can't believe it. So Katrina told law enforcement that, okay, that's what I told you guys already. They discussed the limits. The limits were not listed. Examples of discipline used, according to the criminal complaint. It included praying, saying he was sorry, and going over 4 rules he was supposed to memorize. Does anyone remember the 4 rules? I might have to look on the criminal complaint. I don't remember those, so I don't know if they actually put those down. Katrina said that Katrina said she wanted Vang to teach her child how to be a man. According to the complaint, Jesse said that he told law enforcement that Elijah was afraid of him, but then corrected himself that he stated he respects me. So instead of, he's afraid of me, he's like, oh no, he respects me. Like, that makes any difference? It just doesn't make any difference. I was just, where were we at? He told law enforcement Elijah was staying with him as a punishment for his behavior and going home is like a privilege for him. 3 years old. Oh man. Jesse Vang said the main punishment he inflicted on Elijah was to stand in a corner, face the wall, and pray. Sometimes he would also have to say, sorry, mommy. That is heartbreaking. Like, that's the part that's heartbreaking. Yeah, Parker, we went over all that. We went over the gang stuff in one of our first or second lives over this. Because I looked up the tattoo on his neck because people thought it said 420. And I was like, no, that's a 9. But either way, it would have been funny because, but he just got the tattoo this year. So let me see. So Jesse also, he utilized timeouts as punishments where Elijah was expected to stand for 1 to 3 hours, either praying or saying, I'm sorry, mommy. Jesse said Elijah was in timeout for most of the time that he was in his care because this was meant to be a boot camp. So basically, he stood up all day for hours on end. He was praying, saying he's sorry, mommy, getting cold showers, not being fed food, basically just being fed like bottle formula. His diaper wasn't being changed. He wasn't being taught how to use a restroom. That was boot camp. That was worse than boot camp. At least at boot camp, they let you use the bathroom. Vu wears a diaper, and Vang said that he was not potty trained. Vu said he changed his diaper at least once per day. Vang said he changed Vu's diaper the evening of February 19th before he went to bed. Vang watched Ready Player One and said Vu was not watching television because he was being punished. He was to either stand in the corner or by the bed where Vang was. Vang said the child gets pretty tired from standing too. He said that day he made him stand for 2 to 3 hours without sitting. I couldn't even do that. Nope. No, not anymore. I used to stand on my feet all the time, hours on end, but no, I couldn't do that. Like, just standing there. And I'm a grown adult. Like, wow. It says if Vu tried to sit down, Vang would say, you want cold water? Vang said that Vu was fine. It's not like his knees are shaking or about to fall over. So it's fine as long as his legs aren't shaking. He don't seem like he's going to fall over. Then it's fine. Vang said that the timeouts did not work if they didn't work. He would give Vu an ultimatum, usually asking, do you want some cold water? Vang said the child does not like cold water, but he did not know why. Well, I could tell you why. It's cold. first and foremost. You use it as a punishment. So of course he doesn't like cold water. He probably doesn't like any water. The kid probably hates water. That's so sad. Yeah, Liz, you're right. Jesse, yep, has a teen autistic son. Yep. I don't think she's autistic or anything. I don't think that she's any I don't think so. I think that she's okay, but I'm not sure. And I want to say she's, how old is she? Like 6 or 9? I know she's older, not like older, but a little bit older than Elijah, and she went through a lot of the same stuff that he went through. While staying with Vang, Vu was permitted to do fun things and only had one toy in the apartment. I think that meant say he wasn't allowed to. Also, and it says like he only had one toy in the apartment. However, he was not allowed to play with it. I think it was like a car set or train set or something. I can't remember for sure, but he couldn't even play with the toy. The one toy that he has there, he couldn't even play because he was in boot camp punishment. So the phone records during the investigation, Barr and Vang each consensually gave their phones to law enforcement. The following was reported in the criminal complaint. And it was funny because Katrina was being brought out in all of her lies. I mean, we even called a lie before they said it was a lie. During the investigation, Barr and Vang, on February 13th, Barr and Vang discussed Barr coming to Vang's apartment for sex. Vang said Barr could not see her child at the apartment. So Katrina wants to go in, her and Jesse are going to get it on, but she's like, Elijah can't see me. So, let me see where we were at. At 10:12 p.m., Barr sent a text message telling Vang that her 6-year-old daughter, who she said, oh, she's autistic. She is autistic. I didn't know that. And I probably read that before, was asleep in the car. Barr's daughter is referred to as victim child number 2 in the criminal complaint. On February 14th, Barr arrived in the area just before 2:30 a.m. Barr asked Vang, is there any way to shut off your headlights completely? Vang said no. Barr said she could not find the other child's phone, but a cop just passed by, so I want to make sure she's good. Barr told Vang she wanted to find her daughter's phone because I need to have some type of sound for her. She's going to leave her kid in the car. Vang replied saying, probably think someone is warming up. Barr said it was not worth the risk. I'll leave it off for a little bit, then turn it on again. So it's freezing. It's cold enough out, right? To where if a cop went by, he would think that you're warming up your car if you have a car and you can't see anybody sitting in it. But instead, she's like, nah, I'll just turn it off. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. She's cool. People wouldn't even do that to their dog. I would leave my heat on for my dog in the winter. I would never even, I just wouldn't take my dog out really with me in the car. But, like if I did, I would just leave the heat on for them. That's so sad. Where were we? She said she would leave her phone in the car and ask Vang if it should stay warm for a bit, right? To which he responded, it would. He was just wanting it. And she was just wanting to give it. She was just wanting to get in there. The low that night was 27 degrees. At 3:13 a.m., a photograph was taken showing Vu laying down on a bed with a blindfold over his eyes, bruising on his jawline and neck, and on his upper left arm. So the cops found a photograph in Jesse's phone. At 3:13 a.m., a photograph was taken, and it showed Elijah laying down on the bed, and he was blindfolded. And he had bruising on his jawline, neck, and on his upper left arm. The photo, which appeared to have been taken at Vang's residence, was taken but then deleted by Barr. Data showed the phone left the Two Rivers area at around 4:30 a.m. On February 15th, law enforcement said they found a photograph sent via Facebook Messenger that showed Vu standing in a corner in a diaper. The diaper appeared to be full and his hands were in a praying position. It looked like he was in Vang's apartment, according to the complaint. Maybe this is why he came out and he said everything. You know what I mean? He was just like, yeah, I better say it because they're going to fight it in my phone. It's crazy. On February 16th, phone records showed that Barr was in the city of Manitowoc around 11 p.m. She called Vang around 11:15 p.m. And this is at 11:21 p.m. Barr texted Vang that she was on her way and he should put Vu to sleep. Sorry, my lips are chapped. Barr texted Vang that she was on her way. I'm sorry, I read that already. But she should put Vu to sleep. Barr's phone was at Vang's apartment around midnight. So February 16th, she's back there. Okay, so about 12:30 a.m. on February 17th, Barr and Vang's phone moved into the city of Manitowoc. At 12:50 a.m., Vang went to Saucy's bar and another customer at the bar confirmed seeing him there. The phone showed different locations during this time for about an hour. Barr's phone showed she was at Quick Trip, which was later confirmed by store surveillance footage. She was seen in the driver's seat of a car, but no child could be seen in the car. At 11:55 a.m., Barr's phone and Vang's phone met at Vang's location and went back to Vang's apartment together. At 5 a.m., Barr left the Two Rivers area. On February 16th, Barr's daughter was being taken care of by someone in the Wisconsin Dells area. Vu was supposed to be under the care of Vang and Barr. Law enforcement said they have not been able to confirm if anyone else was taking care of him on February 16th and 17th. On February 17th, between 6:39 p.m. and 6:49 p.m., Vang messaged Barr that he was angry with Vu because he had overfilled his diaper. Vang gave the child a cold shower, saying he was clean but scared. On February 18th at 4:36 a.m., Vang messaged Barr, "I told you to trust me. I'm gonna make sure he hates me and being here." Barr responded saying, "Don't want him to hate you, just fear you." To which Vang said, "It's okay. Someone had to be the bad person." Barr replied with, "I know, but either way, he can fear you and respect you." Vang said, "He did fear me, but he didn't respect me. Now I'm making him respect me." Like, I mean, the little boy was put through torture. He was tortured. 3 years old. I don't really remember when I was 3 years old, but I could tell you what I wasn't doing. You know, I was probably playing with my Barbies. I had every single one of them. If there was a new Barbie out, I was getting it. I was like, I need it. I gotta have it. I really did like getting new Barbies though. So before we watch the trial or the beginning of the preliminary hearing, it's really good too because there's just a few cops that go up on the stand, detectives, and they're pretty much giving their evidence. Like it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like opening statements because you get a lot of the evidence, but this way you get like all of it. We didn't get this in the Bryan Kohberger trial, so we'll see what it's like to have a preliminary hearing. But these are convictions that Jesse has had. Like this is convictions. So these aren't charges. He could have been charged with 100 things, but these are just convictions. And I wish we had the pictures of him. Dang it. Let me see. There's a picture of him there, but let me find that picture if I can find it. It had all of his mugshots on it. Because that thing was telling. And you could see him over the years. Why isn't it coming up? I'll have to find it, but he's got a new hairdo. I don't know if you've seen that today, but let me show you. He likes to do his hair very, very weird. Like the dude's got a weird fetish with his hair. I wish we had the pictures of him. I probably have it saved somewhere. I'm trying to see if I can find one from today. Oh, there it is. Look at him today. Okay. So he always has like something going on here, like with his hair. Like he'll have like this part and then he'll have it shaved and then he'll have like the bottom part. I don't know why he does that. He just does his hair a little funky. But this is him today. He's got himself a little ponytail. I don't know what we call that. It's like a rat tail, but it's not all the way down. So I don't know what they really call that one. But he's starting his dreads out, starting to grow his dreads. Rumsey said I was living in Germany, eating fresh baked cookies and having tea. That sounds amazing. But I was sure I was playing with my Barbies. Yeah, DM, I can't imagine it. I can't either. I mean, my mom or my dad, they were both so soft. You know what I mean? They were big softies. We got away with everything. But that's We were kids. I'm gonna try to find those pictures though while we're looking at the video because the pictures say a lot. And I wish I would have saved it like right to my desktop or something, but I'll have to look for them for you guys. So this is actually really good. It's like an hour long. And if it's slow, we'll kind of just speed it up a little bit, but we'll see. And I found this one, it's a lot louder. The first one I found, you could barely hear it. I was like, oh no, this ain't gonna be good. So this one's a lot louder. So I'll go ahead and start playing this. The same judge, we saw from last time, he don't really give a fudge. He's ready to push it through the system. You could tell he doesn't like Jesse Vang. He does not have any time. He don't have time to deal with it. So I'm going to play this here and I might speed it up if it's a little slow. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. And I'll be in the chat with you.
Matters on the calendar for preliminary hearing today. Attorney Hogan, what's the status?
Your Honor, we are prepared for the hearing this morning. I did want the court to address the motion that I had filed. It should be document 26, filed March 18th. I think, although I drafted that motion with respect to the original criminal complaint,
Jesse ain't even confident in his own lawyer.
Applicable for the amended criminal complaint, asking that the state make more definite and certain as to the alleged neglectful conduct. If they're unable to, I believe that the criminal complaint is insufficient for purposes of the chronic neglect charge.
All right, which document did you say it was?
26.
All right, and Attorney LaBrie, then your response.
Judge, I think the amended complaint that was filed by the state on March 19th of 2024 addresses the concerns that are listed in the motion. And when a court looks at the criminal complaint, it must contain sufficient information together with reasonable inferences that there's probable cause of the crime. And at this point in the process, all reasonable inferences must go to the state. If there's equal inferences, the complaint is still sufficient. In the amended complaint, we have a narrow time frame. We're talking less than 20 days. Obviously, venue's been established. The victim was in the care of the defendant for that time period. There was his own admissions that the victim was specifically transferred to his care on February 12th of 2024. And the conduct while in that care involves multiple instances of these lengthy timeouts as are described, where the victim is asked to stand in a praying position for between 1 to 3 hours, which is very challenging behavior for a victim of that age, not only physically, but emotionally, especially in that kind of position. And this was something that was conducted on multiple days during that time period. The victim was also left alone, unsupervised in that time period, February 16th into the 17th, while specifically the 17th in the early morning hours, while the defendant, as well as Ms. Bauer, were away from the apartment. The victim is 3 years old and leaving a 3-year-old unattended for over an hour, I think also would qualify as one of the neglectful acts. We also have other evidence listed.
Left him home alone.
Not only the disciplinary things, the cold water discipline that was used, the fear tactics that were used, as well as the timeouts and being left alone. I think when you look at all inferences, the complaint is sufficient, and that's the motion to be denied.
In response to that, Attorney Hogan.
I stand by the arguments that I indicated in my motion.
All right. As the court views the motion, I'll just address as it relates to the charge of child neglect. It indicates 6 elements. The child is not between the age of 18. I don't believe that's in dispute. The defendant was the person responsible for the welfare of the child. I don't think that's in dispute. The defendant, through action and for reasons other than poverty, failed to provide necessary care. I think the instances noted by Attorney Bree, as well as the alleged admission in the complaint by Mr. Vang that the child was in his care, he went to sleep and then the child, when he wakes up, is gone. That certainly seems like a failure to provide necessary care. The failure to provide seriously endangered the physical, mental, or emotional health of the child. The failure to provide was negligent, and the natural and probable consequences of the neglect would be death, rape, bodily harm, child sex offense, emotional damage, or bodily harm. I think for the reasons outlined by the conduct described by Attorney Bree, as well as the fact that Mr. Vang allegedly acknowledged that the child was in his care and woke up, the child was gone, certainly rise to a sufficient level. So the court will deny that motion. What other motions did you want to take up prior to the preliminary hearing, Attorney Logan?
No other motions to take up.
And your client wishes to proceed with the hearing then?
Yes.
All right, Attorney Reed, call your first witness.
Your Honor, the state would call Detective Herman.
All right,
There is a second witness, Lieutenant Glazer, who will be stepping out of the courtroom.
sounds good. Detective, you please come to the witness stand here, remain standing, raise your right hand. Clerk will administer the oath.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in the matter now before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Be seated. State your full name and spell your last name for the record.
Michael Herman, Herrmann.
Go ahead, Attorney Reed.
Detective Herman, how are you currently employed?
I'm a detective with the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office,
And how long have you been with the sheriff's office?
30 years,
And how long have you been a detective?
5 years.
Were you so employed on February 20th of 2024?
I was.
And on that date, did you respond to 3918 Mishcot Road, apartment number 102?
I did.
What municipality is that located in?
The city of Two Rivers.
Is that Manitowoc County, state of Wisconsin?
It is.
When you responded to that apartment, did you speak with a Jesse Bain?
I did.
And the person you know as Jesse Bain, is he present in court today?
Yes.
Can you describe where he's seated and what he's wearing?
He is seated at the defense table between his counsel, wearing an orange jumpsuit.
Let the record reflect identification of the defendant.
So reflected.
Did you have an opportunity to speak with Mr. Bain on February 20th of 2024?
I did.
And initially, did you speak with him at his apartment?
I did.
When you initially spoke with him, what information did he tell you about the victim, child one?
He indicated that the child was in his care, and that on that morning, he had gone to bed and brought the child with him into his room, closed the door, and that he woke up again at 11 o'clock in the morning and the child was missing.
And when you spoke with him, he indicated that he was in the care of victim child one at that point in time, correct?
That is correct.
Did he give you time parameters as far as when he initially started caring for that child?
He did.
And what time period was that?
Mr. Bain picked up victim child one on February 12th in the city of Fond du Lac at a quick trip from the child's mother, Katrina Bauer,
And how long was he supposed to have the child?
until the following Friday, the 23rd.
This apartment on Mishcot Road, was that Mr. Bain's residence?
Yes,
And were you able during the investigation to ascertain the age of victim child one?
it was
How old was victim child one?
3 years old.
3 years old. That's a shame.
Did you have an opportunity to have a longer conversation with Mr. Bain at Two Rivers Police Department?
I did.
Did you speak with him regarding victim child one and the purpose of the victim staying with him from February 12th through that February 23rd timeframe?
I did.
And what did he tell you about why the child was going to be there?
He had indicated that the child's mother was having difficulty with the child and the child's behaviors. An agreement was made between Mr. Bain and Ms. Bauer that he would assist her with those behavioral issues. An agreement was made that the child's custody would be transferred to him for a period of time to assist with those behavioral issues.
And did you discuss with him how he was going to deal or how he did deal with those behavioral issues?
I did.
And what information did he provide as far as dealing with those behavioral issues?
He indicated that the child would be in timeouts whenever there was problems with those issues.
And did you ask him what he meant by a timeout?
I did.
What did he tell you?
He indicated that he would have the child stand for 2 to 3 hours and pray while he was standing.
Did he give you any specifics as far as body position, as far as how the child?
2 to 3 hours?
He did. He indicated that he would stand and place his hands in a praying position and demonstrated this by placing his hands together in front of his person.
And he indicated that initially when you spoke with him that this would go on from 2 to 3 hours at a time.
That is correct.
And while this was happening, was the victim allowed to sit down or do anything else, or did he have to stand for the entire time period?
I was told that he was required to stand for the entire time period.
Did he indicate how often these timeouts were happening?
He had indicated to me that the entire purpose for him being at Mr. Bain's residence was for a timeout. So he did not indicate exact amounts of times during the day during any given day, but indicated that the entire purpose for his being at Mr. Vang's apartment was as a punishment.
Did he give some timeframes such as, was it the timeouts were the majority of the time, or whether it was a shorter amount of time?
The majority of the time.
Did you also talk to him about other disciplinary tactics such as cold water?
I did.
And what did he tell you about cold water?
I had asked him if the timeouts don't work, what process he would use for addressing the behavioral issues. He indicated to me that he was not sure why. However, the child did not like cold water, so he would give an ultimatum to the child that essentially asking him if he wanted cold water.
So Elijah doesn't like cold water, but whenever he goes to the bathroom in his diaper, if it's more than once a day, because he's only given one diaper, he's thrown into a cold shower. So I can guess why he doesn't like cold showers. Also, when he's punished, cold shower for nothing. The kid doesn't do anything. He's 3.
And he indicated that that was something the child did not like or was concerned about?
That is correct.
Did you also talk to him about other care of the child as far as physical needs such as diapers, food, those types of things?
I did.
I'm going to start specifically with diapers. Was victim child 1 potty trained at this point in time?
Mr. Vang advised that he was not.
Did he indicate whether he was using diapers?
He did.
And did he indicate how often those were changed?
Mr. Vang advised that he changed the child's diaper at least one time per day.
He didn't indicate that he would change every time he was soiled. It was just one time per day on average.
That is correct.
Did you also talk to him about any food needs?
I did.
And what did he tell you?
Mr. Vang advised that the child was still bottle fed, and he was attempting to get the child to move to more solid or adult style food during the time that he was with him.
Would he withhold any food from him?
He indicated that he was withholding milk.
Did you also talk to him about other typical child needs such as activity or toys,
I did.
those types of things? And what did he tell you about those typical child needs?
He was asked about toys in the residence. Mr. Vang indicated that there was one toy in the residence, which was given to the child at Christmas time, and he had helped put that toy together. However, during this stay, because it was a punishment, he was not allowed to play with that toy.
So between that February 12th time period and when you were speaking with him, the victim was never allowed to utilize the one toy that he did have at the residence, correct?
That is correct.
And did Mr. Vang indicate a reason why he wasn't allowed to do that normal activity?
Again, he identified that his time with Mr. Vang during those weeks was as a punishment.
And specifically the timeouts?
Correct.
I have nothing else of this particular witness.
Attorney Hogan?
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective, did you review anything prior to your testimony here this morning?
The criminal complaint.
And that was the only thing that you?
This is the
reviewed?
defense.
That is correct.
And when you say the criminal complaint, do you mean the original or the amended criminal complaint?
The amended.
Now, you testified that Mr. Vang told you he started caring for victim child 1 on February 12th,
That is correct.
and it was supposed to last until February 23rd.
That is correct.
And when you responded, that was February, I believe you said 20th?
That is correct.
With respect to Mr. Vang talking to you about the timeouts, you indicated Mr. Vang told you the child had to stand in the corner or stand for 2 to 3 hours.
That is correct.
Did you ask him whether the child was unable to stand for the 2 to 3 hours?
Are you kidding me? Oh, this guy's going to get me, isn't he?
We did pose that
Pee-wee
question
will
to him,
get me.
and he had identified that it was not like the child was having trouble standing during those timeframes.
So Mr. Vang told you that the alleged victim, child 1, didn't have trouble standing for 2 to 3 hour periods.
He did not indicate either way.
And you testified Mr. Vang had alleged victim child one pray during those 2 to 3 hour timeouts.
Correct.
You testified that Mr. Vang said he would use the ultimatum of cold water, if I heard you right.
That is correct.
And did Mr. Vang ever tell you he used cold water in any way?
During my interview, he denied that.
So he denied actually using cold water?
That is correct.
And did he tell you what this ultimatum of giving cold water actually meant he would do?
He did not.
So it's not as though he told you it meant I was gonna pour cold water on you.
He did not mention that.
And you said Mr. Vang told you alleged child victim one didn't like cold water.
That is correct.
Did he explain that more as to what he meant by that?
He did not.
You testified Mr. Vang told you alleged child victim one was not potty trained
That is correct.
and that he was still in diapers.
Correct.
And I think your testimony was Mr. Vang told you he changed the diaper at least once per day.
Correct.
And did you ask him if there were days where he changed the diaper more than one time?
I do not recall.
You had spoken to Mr. Vang actually at this apartment where this all allegedly occurred.
Correct.
Did you see more diapers at that location?
I did not.
Are you aware if diapers were located at that residence?
I'm aware that a search was conducted of the apartment, however, I am not aware of the contents of that search.
And you testified Mr. Vang told you alleged child victim one was still bottle fed,
That is correct.
but that he would try to get alleged child victim one to eat more solid foods.
That is correct.
Did he tell you whether alleged child victim one actually ate more solid foods?
He did.
He did tell you that alleged child victim one ate more solid foods?
He indicated that the child would eat with him and his son while they were eating.
And so when you testified, Mr. Vang told you he withheld milk, he still provided the alleged child victim one other food.
That is correct.
From the criminal complaint, he was offered frosted mini wheats with no milk. 3 years old. Who the heck likes frosted mini wheats? At 3 years old, nobody. Nobody. They're probably frosted on one side too. Those are the worst.
You testified that Mr. Vang told you there was one toy in that residence.
That is correct.
Did he tell you what kind of toy that was?
And it was indicated it was something similar to a toolbox.
Did you ask
Oh,
him
a
whether there
toolbox.
were books at the residence?
We did ask him if he was allowed to participate in any other fun activities. And again, he had indicated that he was there for punishment and was not allowed to participate. in that.
Can you imagine telling
he
a
was-
detective, like, can you imagine telling a detective that? He was here for punishment. He didn't have books.
Vang told you
I could never
alleged child
imagine
victim one wasn't allowed to. engage
Linda,
in
I do
fun
too. I eat cereal dry too.
Did you ask him whether there were books at the residence?
I don't recall if I specifically asked about books.
And did Mr. Vang mention anything about books, specifically children's books?
No.
And since you testified you are not aware of the contents of the search, you wouldn't be aware whether books were actually located at the residence, would you?
Not specifically, no.
Do you recall approximately what time in the day that you spoke with Mr. Vang at that apartment?
I believe it was around 1 p.m.
And do you recall what his demeanor was like?
Calm.
But this was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Correct.
Do you recall when the initial dispatch occurred?
I do not recall.
Do you recall if it was
11.
very shortly prior to you meeting with Mr. Vang?
There had been some time that had passed between the time I went to the apartment and the initial call.
So what happened was the initial call was, I believe, at 10:59 a.m. I remember. And then the responding officer was like, this is over my head. and they brought in the detective.
Did you listen to any 911 call recordings?
I did.
Objection, relevance.
I think that question's fine. I'll let us that question. You can answer.
I did not.
Did Mr. Vang indicate whether there was anybody else in the residence during the time from February 12th to February 20th?
Yes.
And who was that?
Indicated that his son, Raiden, was in the residence as well.
So there was another child living at that residence?
Correct.
Did Mr. Vang say anything about whether alleged child victim 1 was allowed to play with the other child?
That subject was asked, and he had indicated that his son does not typically play with other people. The only contact that child victim 1 had with his son was typically when they were eating.
Wow. I could see that he's autistic. Can
I
you
have nothing
imagine
further at
him?
this
He's
time.
probably all messed up
Attorney
seeing
Green,
that.
call.
Yes, briefly, thank you. Detective, when you were talking with the defendant about these timeouts, did he indicate whether the victim would get tired or not?
He did indicate during the interview that he believed that the child would become tired from standing for long periods of time, yes.
And through your course of employment in law enforcement for 30 years, based upon your experience, typically do children need to be changed as far as diapers more than once a day?
Yes.
The other child that was in the residence, the defendant's child, is he of the capabilities to be able to care for others?
He is not.
Is he even able to really communicate with others well?
He has a very difficult time communicating. Mr. Vang had identified that his son has autism.
I have nothing else, thank you.
Any follow-up to those questions, Attorney Moore?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Officer, you were asked a question about whether a diaper needed to be changed more than once a day. How many times would a diaper need to be changed?
Diaper should be changed every time it becomes soiled.
And if it was only soiled one time?
It wasn't,
If it's only soiled one time, I can see where it would only be changed one time.
but it
Now,
wasn't.
you testified, I think that's in relation to alleged child victim 1 not being potty trained, right?
Can you restate that?
Sure. And when you were talking with Mr. Vang about diapers, that was in relation to alleged child victim 1 not being potty trained.
Correct.
And did Mr. Vang tell you whether alleged child victim 1 was ever able to use a toilet?
I don't know that we asked that question.
So alleged child victim 1 could have used the toilet sometimes.
Potentially.
And on redirect, you testified that Mr. Vang told you alleged child victim 1 would become tired from standing.
Correct.
Did he tell you how alleged child victim 1 showed that he was tired from standing?
He did not.
So you just assumed alleged child victim 1 would become tired from standing.
I don't know what he would have been thinking at that time.
I have nothing further.
Any follow-up to those, Attorney Green?
Not for this one, Mr. Ashner.
All right, Detective, you can step down. Thank you.
The state would be calling Lieutenant Glazer.
I believe it's only these two that they call up. Now look at all the cops in there for this guy. 1, 2, 3. I mean, I know he's gang related and stuff, but like, I mean, you know, we saw Kohlberger today. He was chilling. The cop was chilling behind him, and then Kohlberger got up and he held the door open pretty much for the cop. I was like, well, would you look at that? So yeah, Rumsey, he has a sister. So his sister's 6 years old, and they were both you know, ABUSC. I don't know what we could say on YouTube. I think after a certain amount of time you can say whatever, but try to control it.
Lieutenant, you can come on up to the witness stand here, remain standing, raise your right hand, the clerk will administer the oath.
Oh, that's awesome, Ashley. Oh, that's really awesome.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give?
It's good to have a coordinator too. It'll make her feel good.
Nothing but the truth, so help you God? You seated? State your full name and spell your last name for the record.
Jacob Glazer, last name spelling Glaser.
Go ahead, Attorney Green.
Your Honor, just for the record, there are going to be two exhibits that I'm going to be using with Lieutenant Glazer. I previously shown them to counsel prior to the hearing. I'm going to be asking, once they're moved into evidence, that they be sealed in the record and only accessible by the court and counsel.
Attorney Hogan.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did have an opportunity to review both of those photographs prior to court. We would have no objection to the court sealing those and allowing access only for the court and the attorneys.
So the court will grant that request and then just, I guess, caution the lieutenant when the pictures are being handed around. Try to keep them confidential. All right, go ahead, Attorney Green.
Lieutenant Glazer, how are you currently employed?
I am currently assigned the role of Detective Lieutenant for the City of Two Rivers Police Department.
And how long have you been with the Two Rivers Police Department?
It'll be 8 years in June,
And how long have you been detective lieutenant?
1 year in May.
Were you so employed on February 20th of 2024?
I was.
And as part of your employment, did you respond to 3918 Mishicot Road, apartment 102 in the city of Two Rivers?
I did.
Did you make contact with the Jesse Bang at that residence?
Yes.
And did you assist in this investigation in various aspects, not only interviews?
I don't know why, but I like this guy.
I did.
As part of this investigation, did you also speak with a Katrina Bauer?
Yes.
And when you spoke with Katrina Bauer, did you speak specifically about victim child 1 and whether he was left in the care of Jesse Bank?
I did, yes.
And what did she tell you about whether victim child 1 was left in the care of Jesse Bank?
She said that victim child 1 was left in the care of Jesse Bank on February 12th, 2024,
And how long was the child supposed to be with Mr. Bank?
until approximately November 23rd, 2024.
And she was the parent of victim child 1, correct?
Correct.
And she left him in the specific care of Mr. Bank during that time period, correct?
Yes, yes.
Did she indicate why?
From what she had told me was that it was for disciplinary actions, so that Jesse could, the defendant could instruct further on victim child 1's behavior.
And did she talk to you about discipline that was being used in Mr. Bank's home?
Yes, that was discussed.
And did she describe some of the discipline that was used?
She did.
And what did she tell you?
I was told that victim child 1, the discipline that was filled out by the defendant was to be set in a praying motion for extended periods, repeating a phrase that victim child 1 had to memorize. And I believe that was it.
Did you also assist in searching of that apartment in Two Rivers?
I did.
During the course of that.
Wonder if
search
they're gonna
by
talk about the
law
shoe.
enforcement,
I wonder if they're going to talk about the shoe because the little dinosaur shoe, I never really saw that on the news to verify it. I don't know if you guys did, so let me know if you did, but I wonder if they're going to talk about it.
Were any dirty diapers located in the apartment that you could find?
Not to my knowledge.
No dirty diapers.
During the
Okay, y'all are parents. A lot of you guys are parents. Did you ever have a time where you didn't have a dirty diaper in your house? Like really? Like you probably took all the dirty diapers out and was like, "Yes, they're all out." And then you get like, back to your kid, just like, taking stuff to the garage or whatever, trash, get back to your kid and there's soiled diaper, you know what I mean? You're like, "Oh crap." And then you're you're changing it. I feel like everybody that has a child usually has at least one soiled diaper in their house and they're like little diaper genie or wherever it is. But for him to say no soiled diapers, that means that kid's diaper wasn't being changed. Because the dude 920 tattoo doesn't look like he really cares to take the trash out.
course of
Just
this
saying.
investigation, were some cell phones recovered?
Yes.
And who did law enforcement recover cell phones from?
From several different people, specifically Katrina Bauer and Jesse Bank.
And were they recovered specifically from, let's say, their person, like Ms. Bauer's person or Mr. Bank's person?
Yes.
Were those phones subsequently searched?
Yes.
And during the search of those phones, was law enforcement able to locate messaging as well as photographs?
Yes.
Have you reviewed some of those photographs and messaging?
I have.
And
I want to see the
this starts
photographs. No, I don't. I don't want to see them.
Around February 13th of 2024, were there some discussions between Ms. Bauer and Mr. Bang about her coming to his residence?
Yes, there were.
And during those discussions, was there any discussion on whether she would be able to see victim child 1 or not?
From my recollection, the defendant advised Ms. Bauer that she would not be allowed to see Elijah. Correction, victim child one.
Did you also look in that time period on the phones for any other documentation such as photographs during that time period of February 13th or February 14th?
Yes.
And was there any, sorry, were any photographs located on Ms. Bauer's phone from February 14th of 2024?
Yes, there was a deleted one phone.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yeah.
I'm showing you it's been marked as Exhibit 1. Can you review that, please?
Yes,
Do you recognize that?
I do.
And can you just describe for the record what that photograph depicts?
The photograph depicts victim child one wearing what is believed to be a black blindfold and appears to have bruising to his cheek, neck, and arm area.
And that was the photograph that was recovered from Ms. Bauer's phone, correct?
Correct.
And that photograph had been deleted, but it was able to be recovered.
So it was on his
Or
mom's
was it
phone.
Exhibit 1 in evidence?
Any objection?
So
No.
that tells me that Jesse didn't send it to her. So was that the night that she was over there? She took a picture of him, even though she said, "I don't let my kids see me."
Or received
Oh,
it.
no.
And that was taken in the early morning hours of February 14th of 2024.
Yep, that's when she was there. Sure was.
Did you also
Hmm.
review messaging from February 15th of 2024?
I did.
And was there,
So that tells us that by February 14th, she for sure, 2 days after he got there, she for sure knew that he was being abused. He was being hurt severely. If he's having bruising to his arm, neck, face region, he's 3 years old. That's when you grab your child. If you have a gun, I mean, use it. And you get the police involved. This is just, woo.
any messaging
Too much.
regarding timeouts from February 15th?
There were.
What type of messaging was occurring on that date?
Is it all right if I reviewed my criminal complaint for verification on what that messaging entailed?
Would that refresh your memory?
Yes.
And just for the record, is it the amended complaint or the original criminal complaint?
The amended complaint filed 3/19/24.
I'd ask permission to allow me to review that.
Go ahead.
The messaging on February 15th depicts a picture of what appears to be victim child one standing in the corner wearing only a diaper. The picture appears to be taken from the defendant's bedroom located at 3918.
Did you actually review that photograph?
I did.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Man, who's coughing in the mic? That ain't me.
I provided you Exhibit 2. Do you recognize that?
I do.
And is that the photograph from February 15th of 2024?
It is.
And that was sent from the defendant's phone to Ms. Bauer?
Correct.
At approximately 8:24 p.m.?
Correct.
And just for the record, can you describe what that photograph depicts?
It depicts what appears to be victim child one wearing only a diaper that appears to be full, standing in the corner near the doorway of what is the defendant's bedroom door.
And you've personally viewed this apartment, correct?
I have, yes.
So you're able to recognize what the rooms look like?
I do, and I recognize it as the defendant's room.
I move Exhibit 2 into evidence.
Any objection?
No.
We'll receive exhibit 2.
During your review of cell phone information for Ms. Bauer and Mr. Vang, did you review information from February 16th of 2024 into February 17th of 2024?
Yes, I did.
And on February 16th, was victim child one still in the care of Mr. Vang?
He was.
And in fact, he had been seen with Mr. Vang earlier in the day, correct?
Yes.
We saw that picture of that.
Was there a point?
There's a picture of them the 16th at, I believe it's like a I forget, like a Midas or whatever you call it, not Midas, like Advanced Auto Parts, like one of those like auto parts stores is where I believe they were. And we did see him on the 16th. So I believe that he could have been if I believe that there's something happened to this little boy. I mean, I don't think he's out there wandering around this far into the game. I just don't, unless he was given away to somebody. Then I think that he's probably like just no longer here. I was getting somewhere with that, but I don't know where I was getting to because I felt bad now saying that. But that's what I feel like. I mean, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments too, because this is just ridiculously outrageous.
Point in time when there was messaging between Ms. Bauer and Mr.
And they were
Bain
talking the
on
whole
February
time.
16th of 2024.
There was.
And was Ms. Bauer coming to the?
Let me
Troopers
try to
area?
grab a picture of the car they're looking for.
And did she send any messaging as far as victim child one in the evening hours while she was on her way?
She did. She told us the defendant to put him to sleep.
And looking at the cell phone information, were you able to see where Ms. Bauer's cell phone and Mr. Bang's cell phones traveled the early morning hours of February 17th of 2024?
Yes,
And did Ms. Bauer come to Mr. Bang's apartment?
she does.
And do the two cell phones leave together?
They do.
And approximately what time do they leave? Do you know?
12:30 a.m. on the 17th.
And where do they travel to?
The city of Manitowoc.
And specifically, where does Mr. Bang's phone travel to?
Saucy's Bar in the city of Manitowoc.
Was law enforcement able to make contact with individuals from Saucy's Bar?
Yes,
And was Mr. Banks in there?
he was.
And did he have a child with him at that point in time?
He did not.
Did Ms. Bauer's phone stay at Saucy's Bar or did it travel somewhere else?
They traveled to a quick trip located near Calumet Avenue in the city of Manitowoc.
Was law enforcement able to obtain video from the quick trip?
Yes,
And when the video was obtained, was there any video that included Ms. Bauer?
yes.
Was it inside the store or outside the store?
Both outside the store and inside the store.
And when that video was reviewed with her inside the store, was a child with her?
No.
And when the video was reviewed, when she was sitting in a vehicle in the parking lot, was a child observed with her?
There was no child there.
Was there a point in time when Ms. Bauer went back to the area where Mr. Bang was at the bar?
There was.
And did both of them travel back to Two Rivers?
They did.
Roughly, when did they get back to the Two Rivers area?
Based off their cell phone data, it shows the two of them meeting back up at approximately 1:55 in the morning and then traveling back to the city of Two Rivers.
So with travel time from Manitowoc to Two Rivers, it's after 2 a.m. by the time they get back to the apartment, correct?
Correct.
Did law enforcement try?
Oh, hold on. I got something to tell you guys.
Anyone else was caring for victim child one during that time period between 12:30 a.m. and approximately 2 a.m.? And during that time period, was law enforcement ever able to find anyone who was caring for that victim child one?
We were not.
Did Ms. Bauer stay in Two Rivers or did she leave?
She left.
And she left in the early morning hours
Yes, in the early morning hours, approximately 5 in the morning on the 17th.
and she was traveling back towards the Wisconsin Dells area, correct?
Correct.
And in fact, there was a point in time when she was stopped, correct?
Yes.
And were any children in her vehicle when she was stopped?
No.
Did you review any messaging between Mr. Bang and Ms. Bauer related to February 17th of 2024?
I did.
And specifically, I'm going to the time period of 6:39 p.m. What was the messaging about around that time period?
I believe the messaging was about victim child one filling his diaper and the defendant being upset about it.
And what did you do as a result of victim child one filling his diaper?
I recall him stating that he had given victim child one a cold shower and that he appeared to be scared afterwards.
So as a result of the overfilled diaper, he was given the cold shower and that the child was scared, correct? Okay. Did you also review messaging from the time period around February 18th of 2024?
I did, yes.
Was there a discussion between Mr. Bang and Ms. Bauer about victim child one in the early morning hours?
There was.
And what was Mr. Bang telling Ms. Bauer?
Is it already to reference the exact quotes from these messages?
Keep your kid in the car. Let's do it.
Do you,
They'll think you're warming it up.
Yes.
I can tell you.
On the morning of the 18th of February, the defendant messages Ms. Bauer telling her that to trust him and that he's going to make sure that he hates him being at his residence. And Ms. Bauer responds that she does not want him to hate the defendant, just to fear him. And the defendant responds saying, it's okay, someone had to be the bad person. And Ms. Bauer responds by saying, I know, but either way, he can fear you and respect you. And the defendant responds, he did fear me, but he didn't respect me. Now I'm making him respect me.
I have nothing else at this point. Thank you.
Attorney Hogan?
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer, did you review anything prior to your testimony here today?
Yes.
And what was that?
The amended criminal complaint, as well as additional reports that reference the criminal complaint.
So you, prior to your testimony here this morning, you reviewed other reports?
Specifically my own,
And when did you review that report?
this morning when I came in for duty.
And do you have a copy of that with you?
I do not.
And where is that report now?
That would be located at the police department in Two Rivers.
And you reviewed that in preparation for your testimony here today?
I did, yes.
Your Honor, I would ask if the state has a copy that they could provide to us.
Attorney Brink?
Pee Wee, he don't need it. He's good.
Go upstairs to see if we can obtain one.
I like this guy, this officer, lieutenant.
I'm gonna ask a couple of follow-up questions. Officer, how long is that report?
I believe it's 9 or 10 pages.
And does that detail the investigation you did on a particular day or sort of total summary?
It's more so in regards to the interviewing with Ms. Bauer.
Okay, so the report that you reviewed was in relation to your report regarding your interview with Ms. Bauer?
Correct.
Your Honor, I would ask that we be provided a copy of that report.
All right, we'll take a minute here and.
I hate when they ask for copies of stuff. They should have all
So
that on
we'll
deck.
Go off the record and we'll be in recess for some period of time, I guess. We'll go back on the record.
They had to take a whole damn recess to print out paperwork. Time is money. I'd be so mad. As far as I judge.
And provided a copy of that report then?
Your Honor, I would note for the record, I was provided 2 pages of the report. There was some discussion between the attorneys and the witness.
You got it
The
all.
witness
Come
had
on.
clarified that he'd only reviewed essentially one paragraph that separated onto 2 pages in preparation for his testimony. That's what I was provided and had an opportunity to review.
Okay, so let's nail that part down with the witness, because the court's recollection of the witness's testimony is he reviewed a 9-page report. So I guess Attorney LaBrie, if you want to clarify that, then, well, wait, Attorney Hogan, you were asking. Yeah, I guess you can go ahead and ask some questions about what you've been given, Attorney Hogan, and whether that's what he reviewed or not, and we'll go from there depending on the answers you get and what you want to tell me.
So am I hearing this right? So none of them have the paperwork, so they can't even go and print it out. They all left it. Am I hearing that right? So he's going to ask him questions, and then if they get to a point where he doesn't know and he has to look at the paper, they're just going to stop there. Am I getting that right?
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer, I'm looking at
Oh, come on,
2
Pee-wee.
pages of a document that I think you had an opportunity while we were on break to review. Is that correct?
The 2 pages.
And I believe I overheard you telling someone from the district attorney's office that there was essentially one paragraph. in that was
Overheard.
you had reviewed.
Correct, yes, specifically about the photograph portion there.
Okay, prior to going on break, I asked you some questions about what you had reviewed,
Yes,
and you had indicated your report.
yeah, I was referencing that specific report, yes.
Okay, but you didn't indicate at that time that you'd only looked at essentially one paragraph of that report?
Correct.
But your testimony here right now is that you did only review that one paragraph?
Correct.
You testified that you assisted in the search of the apartment
Yes,
and no dirty diapers were located?
correct,
Did you locate any clean diapers?
yes.
How many?
I don't recall off the top of my head. I believe there was at least one box that was found.
One box of clean diapers.
Yes,
And was there any sort of unsanitary conditions in the residence?
No.
There wasn't like garbage all over the place?
no, it was a well-kept apartment.
And were you made aware at all of
Probably made him do that, you know?
garbage had last been taken out of that residence?
I don't know for sure. There was garbage in a garbage can that was still there.
And how full was that?
Half to 3/4 full, I believe.
And did you search through that?
It was searched through, I did not do that myself.
Do you know if there were any soiled diapers?
He's like,
in
I ain't doing that.
That garbage.
I do not believe so.
You testified that you reviewed a number of messages and photographs on some cell phones.
Correct.
And you testified about exhibits 1 and 2, and those were both photographs. Were both of those photos located on Katrina Bauer's phone?
No.
Which was exhibit 1 located on Katrina Bauer's phone,
Yes,
and exhibit 2 that was located on Jesse Bing's phone?
it was located on Facebook Messenger, sent from the defendant, yes.
Okay. And exhibit 1 was actually in the photo section of the phone.
Correct, extracted from Ms. Bauer's phone.
And you testified in exhibit 1 that alleged child victim 1 is wearing a black blindfold.
They would have to be two different photos because you can't send a Facebook message to a text message to get on her phone. And the photos would be, you know what I mean? The 2 would be on Jesse's phone, or 2 would be on, or 1, you know what I mean? 1 and 1. I think it's 2 different photos. What do you guys think? Because they're saying that it was on her phone as like a photo. It was in her phone as like a photo, and then it was on his phone as like a messenger. Actually, it could be the same. I guess she could send it from. No, you can't even send it from your phone to Messenger. You have to be in the Messenger app. So that one makes sense. I think it's 2 different photos.
And there's some bruising that you're able to observe.
Correct.
And were you able to determine
Maybe there's just one. I
when
don't
that
know.
photo was actually taken?
Yes, based off of the timestamp from the phone extraction
And when was that?
on the 14th early morning hours.
And that was actually taken,
So I wonder if people saw him on the 16th if he had them bruises still. He probably would have. Why didn't somebody stop him in that damn auto parts store if he still had them bruises on him? He was in a puffy coat, I believe. I'm going to double check, but
on Katrina Bauer's phone.
It was, and it showed GPS location of the defendant's apartment.
And in exhibit 1, you can see alleged child victim's sort of side face
Yes, the right side.
and
he's covered all the way up. Yep.
his right arm, part of his right arm.
Correct.
I believe exhibit 1 shows alleged child victim 1 with a blanket
Yes,
on some type of mattress or bedding of some sort.
Correct.
So not laying on the floor at all,
correct.
covered up with a blanket partially.
Yep.
With respect to exhibit 2, you testified that shows alleged child victim 1 standing
Yes,
from a distance away from the camera.
Correct.
And you testified that alleged child victim 1 is wearing only a diaper.
yes,
And that was taken, the photo was taken February 14th, I think you said?
this is the photo of the child victim one standing in the corner.
Correct.
I don't believe that was the date that photo was taken.
Do you recall the date that that photograph was taken?
I don't have the origin date of that photograph. I just am aware of when it was sent via Facebook Messenger.
And what date was it sent?
That was sent on, is it all right if I refresh my memory with the criminal complaint for that photograph?
If that would refresh your recollection.
Thank you. That would be February 15th.
February 15th was the date it was sent?
Correct.
And you testified that that was sent on Facebook Messenger from Jesse Bain's Facebook to Katrina Bowers?
Correct, yes.
And in that photograph, you can see alleged.
Those were the
child
pictures
victim
of him the
one
last time he was
standing.
seen.
Yes.
And are you able to observe any sort of bruising or other injuries in that photograph?
Can I refresh my memory by examining that exhibit again?
If you want to take a look at exhibit number 2.
I cannot.
You cannot locate any bruising or other injuries in exhibit 2?
Correct.
And are you able to tell if that photograph was taken in the daytime or at nighttime at all?
It appears to be daytime.
Now, you testified that you were able to observe some phone activity and location data from some cell phones in the early morning hours of February 17th.
Correct.
And I believe you said Katrina Bauer's phone shows her phone arriving at Mr. Vang's residence in the early morning hours
Yes,
and then leaving that location at the same time Mr. Vang's phone is leaving.
Correct.
You testified that you observed some video surveillance from that date,
yes,
and that was from Quick Trip.
yes, it was.
And you saw Katrina Bauer go into a Quick Trip.
Yes,
Were you able to observe inside of the vehicle,
yes.
like the entirety of the inside of the vehicle?
Based off of different frames we were able to take and look inside the vehicle to observe all angles.
And you testified that the phones got back to Two Rivers at some point after 2 o'clock in the morning.
Correct.
And so between approximately 12:30 in the morning and 2 o'clock in the morning, through your investigation, there was no evidence of alleged child victim 1 having left the residence in that time frame.
Correct.
And I believe you testified that law enforcement was unable to find anyone caring for alleged child victim 1 during that time.
Correct.
And did you ask Katrina Bauer about that time frame?
We did, yes.
And what did she tell you about that time frame?
She was not able to give us a lot of detail on that time frame initially, as that was, she declined to initially give officers details regarding that time.
Did you or other law enforcement ask Mr. Vang about that time frame?
I specifically did not.
Have you taken other steps in attempting to identify anyone else who may have been at the residence during that time frame?
Yes.
And what kind of steps were those?
There were several interviews that were conducted through many of the other residents that are located in the apartment complex which the defendant resides in. We've gone through, again, many phones and Facebook Messenger to determine if there was any care or conversation of care to be had during those times.
Were you able to determine whether there was any other person in the residence at that time?
We were not.
Are you aware that Mr. Vang has other children?
Yes,
Specifically, are you aware that Mr. Vang has a son that lives at that residence?
yes.
And were you able to determine whether Mr. Vang's son was at the residence during that time?
It was assumed.
And so there was at least an assumption on law enforcement's part that there was at least another human being at the apartment.
Yes,
You testified that there was some messages from later on the date of February 17th that you reviewed.
yes,
And one of them was with respect to alleged child victim 1 filling his diaper.
Correct.
And that Mr. Vang had messaged that made him upset.
yes,
And that Mr. Vang's message said that he had given alleged child victim 1 a cold shower.
Correct.
Did you or other law enforcement ask Mr. Vang about that message?
this was after he had already been taken into custody, that was determined.
Do you have any evidence that Mr. Vang in fact gave alleged child victim 1 a cold shower on that day?
Other than the messages, we not.
So it's just a message that Mr. Vang had said, this is what he did, but you don't know if that actually happened.
Right.
You testified that there were some messages in the early morning hours on February 18th.
Yes,
And something along the lines of Mr. Vang saying that he was going to make alleged child victim 1 fear and respect him.
Correct.
In any of the messages that you reviewed, did you review any messages of Mr. Vang saying anything in relation to he was going to physically hurt alleged child victim 1?
to my recollection, no.
Any messages that he was attempting to not provide food to alleged child victim 1?
No messages.
Any messages related to anything specific about physically harming alleged child victim number 1?
No.
I have nothing further at this time.
Attorney Green.
Thank you. Lieutenant Glazer, the photograph in Exhibit 2, you see the back of victim child 1, correct?
Correct.
You cannot see the front, the face, the neck, anything like that, correct?
Correct.
You can't see the elbow area that's depicted in Exhibit 1, correct?
Correct.
So the only thing you're able to view is the back of victim child 1, the back of his legs, and part of the back of his arms, correct?
Correct.
Whereas in Exhibit 1, you can see the injuries to the neck, the face, and the arm, correct?
Correct.
You were asked about February 17, 2024, that it was assumed that the defendant's son was in the residence during those early morning hours of 12:30 in the morning, correct?
Correct.
That individual, the son, can he care for another child?
No.
Is he even able to speak?
He's nonverbal.
Oh,
Would he be
I didn't know that. His son is nonverbal. Is that what he just said? Is that what he just said? That's terrible. Do you know? I mean, maybe Jesse didn't harm his own kid because he's like, nope, that's my blood, but he still would have seen things if he wasn't being, abused himself. Non-verbal. I could not even imagine. Actually, I talk a lot on here, but I could almost imagine being nonverbal. I go like all day just talking to my dogs. So I kind of am nonverbal in some ways, or I'm a little crazy because I talk to the dogs. But I'm gonna go back just a second. I want to hear that again. We didn't know that.
February 17,
Oh, I kind of back a
2024,
little bit.
that it was assumed that the defendant's son was in the residence during those early morning hours of 12:30 in the morning, correct?
Correct.
That individual, the son, can he care for another child?
No.
Is he even able to speak?
He's nonverbal.
Wow.
Would he be able to,
I
based
couldn't
upon his
imagine.
limitations, provide care for anyone else?
Ding.
And you were just asked some questions about the messaging from the 17th, about the cold shower. And that messaging indicated that victim child 1 was clean after the shower, but also that he was scared, correct?
Correct.
I have nothing else, thank you.
Any follow-up to those, Attorney Hood?
No.
All right. Lieutenant, you can step down. I'll take exhibit 42 from you. Any other testimony during the brief?
No, just thank you.
Any testimony, Attorney Hogan?
No.
Argument, Attorney Brief?
Your Honor, the state would move for Bindover. I think we have sufficiently shown probable cause that a crime was committed and that it's probable that this defendant committed it. We have a specific time period in February of 2021. These incidents occurred in the city of Two Rivers. The victim was 3 years old, so we would be under the age of 6 that is required as far as the charging. We have multiple acts that could fit under the chronic neglect. There were multiple timeouts. We have those documented by the defendant's statements, photographs, as well as the messaging. There was also concern over proper physical care as far as the diaper. There's statements regarding potentially changed once a day. We're not finding dirty diapers in the garbage, but we are finding messaging about the child overflowing his diaper and the photograph which shows a full one. There's the cold water threats as well as utility during the cold shower, which left the child scared. And furthermore, the child was left alone on that February 17th date without supervision for over an hour. I think at this point, at a preliminary hearing, all inferences go to the state. I think we have sufficiently shown probable cause. Thank you.
Attorney Hogan?
Your Honor, we're going to ask that the court not find probable cause with respect to the February 17th incident of alleged child victim 1 being left home without no supervision. I don't believe that the elements have been met at that time. The testimony is that the child's mother was actually at the location and ended up leaving with Mr. Vang. I think given that the child's mother was there at the time, possibly it was not Mr. Vang then being a person responsible for the welfare of the child during that time frame, as the victim's mother was present at that time and location. However, even assuming the court finds that at that time he was a person still responsible for the welfare of the child, there's just as much evidence to suggest that he was supervised as unsupervised. I think the testimony was we were unable to locate anyone who had been supervising the child or been at the residence during that time frame, and law enforcement made other assumptions as to other people who had been at the residence during that time frame. With respect to the condition of the apartment, the testimony is that there wasn't any unsanitary conditions at the residence, that it was generally a well-upkept apartment, that when the search of the apartment was conducted, it was generally clean. One of the garbages was about half full. The officer testified that he wasn't aware whether any dirty diapers were located in that garbage. Even assuming that the photograph shows in exhibit number 2, a soiled diaper, the testimony is that a photograph was taken days prior to the search being conducted. There is testimony that Mr. Vang admitted to changing the diaper at least once per day. No evidence to suggest that alleged child victim 1's diaper necessarily needed to be changed more often than that, or that even if it did, that Mr. Vang didn't change it more than once. We have the testimony suggesting that at least once per day, which leads to the reasonable inference that on more than once per day it was also changed. So I think based on the testimony presented today, there is not probable cause to believe that Mr. Vang committed the offense charge, and we would ask that the court dismiss.
The court's charge at the preliminary hearing stage is to determine if there's probable cause to believe a felony was committed and the defendant committed it. When looking at testimony.
Here we go, Judge.
Reasonable inferences, finding reasonable inferences in favor of the state. What I think kind of ties it all together here is testimony regarding the text messages from February 18th, and specifically the defendant messaging Ms. Bauer that I'm going to make sure he hates me for being here. The message that he did fear me and respect me. He didn't respect me, now I'm making him respect me. That tells me that the reasonable inference there is that Mr. Vang is carrying out actions that are designed to instill fear in the child.
Absolutely.
I don't think one can reasonably make the argument that Mr. Vang is not engaging in conduct which could result in emotional or mental harm to the child when he's specifically stating he's doing it in order to get the child to fear. Like I say, that's what ties it together, but the testimony in the record today, specifically referencing exhibits 1 and 2, it's full of evidence that supports finding probable cause here. So the court will find that there's probable cause to believe a felony was committed and Mr. Vang committed it. I'll bind him over for further proceedings.
Thank goodness.
Is this anticipating filing information with charges that mirrors that amended complaint?
Your Honor, I'm asking for an arraignment date. I don't need a long amount of time.
All right.
I'm fine with doing that as this defense counsel too.
I'm out next week and parties have time on the 16th.
Depending on time of day, yes.
I would hope 10:30.
April 16th at 10:30.
I actually believe counsel and I are in a motion hearing at that point.
Oh.
It's in Branch 1, so we're.
I wish I could cut off that ponytail.
Anticipate that taking.
I think less than a half hour, correct?
Can you talk, Jesse? Yeah, zoom in on him, but we can't on Koberger. Make that make sense.
Clean this way, that we can either do this on the front end of, if you're done before the half hour's up, or as soon as that's finished, because I don't think it'll take a whole half hour.
I would say it would probably be safer on the back end because that motion is a motion to dismiss and then approve.
All right.
So if we did like 11:15.
Okay. Can you guys do 11:15?
That works. 11:15 works.
So we'll set the arraignment for April 16th at 11:15. Just 1 second here.
He's shackled too. Probably because he has priors, but I mean, still.
Attorney Hogan also.
Wonder what the L means.
Well, the client also filed a modification request.
Oh, large, I bet.
Did you follow up with one of your own or not?
We did not. I thought I mentioned it at the last hearing. If I did not, I apologize. At this time, we were withdrawing that request.
All right, go good. Anything else for the record then today, Attorney LeBrun?
No, Judge.
Attorney Hogan?
No, thank you.
Then we're adjourned. Thank you for everyone's patience.
Well, wow, they went off quick. Hold on. Let me get them off of there. Hello, it's me again. I wanted to show you this picture. This is like the last picture that they were like, this is the last picture that we have of them. Of Jesse out with little Elijah. And you can tell he is bundled up. So it was really cold that day. So thanks, Jesse, for doing that for him. But he probably had a dirty diaper. I can't even imagine. But he actually dressed him in the proper clothing. But I'm thinking he only did that because he wanted to make sure his face was kind of covered. The big jacket up with the hood kind of up to cover. Oh, sorry, guys. To cover and then like the long sleeves cover his arm. Look at him. He's so little. So little. As soon as I saw this little boy, because they were reporting him as Caucasian, and I was like, no. I said, that little boy's Asian. And then we find out he's Hmong, which is an Asian ancestry, I guess you call it. And that's why he looks like he's so cute. He's got the cutest face. Let me see if I can find. I've like put them all down. I shouldn't have done that. Let's see. Like, let me find this one. Like, there's okay. So here's the one with his blankie, which they found recently. They found this blankie off of like a side road, the one that's around his neck. That's really sad. Because even if they took him somewhere, let's say like they took him and they trafficked him around, why did they take the blanket away from him? You know? Like, give him his comfort. I don't know. It's real sad. I personally thought that if they had done something to him, that we would find him maybe wrapped in that blanket. So that's the plus side of finding the blanket. You know, he wasn't there. But it is incredibly sad. And then there was another one I was going to show you. Oh, here, let me get a picture of Katrina up here, because I don't know if everyone knows what she looks like. She looks like she needs to put some helium in her head. Let me get this blown up. Oh, come on, don't you mess with me now. I have like, oh, there, I have an Apple trackpad. You think it'd be, oh, good. I think it's the operator. It's not the trackpad. But yeah, she needs some helium put in her head. Maybe he could give her some. I don't know. Please like, share, and subscribe for our Tanya. Thanks, Aldo. And I was about to say welcome in. Thank you guys all for being here. And welcome in. And Dinah Keiko, I didn't get to say hi to you. Yeah, they said he just sat there quietly and he was happy to be offered a juice box. Oh my gosh. The pic on the left, you can see how dehydrated and exhausted he was. Oh my Lord. I didn't even know that part. Oh yeah. This one with his little mouth. His little, They actually have me on medication for dry mouth. I wasn't taking it. I'm supposed to take it 3 times a day. I'm bad about that kind of stuff. I don't like taking medication. So I was taking it twice a day and I really wasn't feeling any different, but I took it 3 times today, or 3 times like within the last 24 hours. And I feel like it's helping a little, but mine is from medications that I'm on. Solo Sock said, my middle daughter was convinced she had Asian blood. How about that? Because she has Leanne Rimes kind of face with the, I can't read. I know what you're talking about with the eye folds. I know it's spelled out wrong. No, I know what you're talking about. When I would smile, I would always think, I'm like, Mom, did you maybe cheat on Dad? Vincent, he's half Japanese. So when I saw this baby, I was like, oh my gosh, like he's really cute. Like this was the first picture that I saw of him. And I was like, it was right before a live with you guys. And I was just like, oh my gosh, we got to cover this story. Like, look at this little picture of him. Melts my heart. Melts my heart. I was like, the long eyelashes. He's adorable. Like, really. And he's smiling. She's probably like, smile. I don't know. I don't want to know. Epithecanic. I can't even say it, but I know what you mean. I go to an ophthalmologist too. So it's like, Mom, why you're lying to me about the DNA? I want to do a DNA test on my dog to see what she is. Oh, she's over here. Oh my God, you guys. This will cheer you up a little. So my dog that's in here right now, she's the brown one. She was in the live earlier. If you go through the live, you'll see her. She'll sit back here for a minute and then she wants to go out. But she never, ever, ever wants to stay in here with me and just like hang out And I'm like, but I'm your mama. Not she likes, the other dog likes to hang out. So I'll show you the pictures because that'll make the live a little nicer to end on. A little nicer note. But basically, we'll be following this case. Katrina goes to court in a couple weeks, and so we'll see what happens with her. She does have a hired attorney, and they both have a pretty high cash bond. It's not that high, 15,000, 20,000, but they're not going to get it. So this one here. Oh, where did that one go? And this one here. So one of them was from earlier. Okay, this one. I have to show you because she's just adorable. And she's my old girl. She's like, I think she's like 10. So she's not really that old, but we're old together. But look at her. She was not facing me. She's not facing me. She's not mad at me, but she's not facing me. Hey, Crime Stories Obsessed, how are you doing? We're looking at dog pictures now at the end of the live. Making ourselves feel a little better about the conversation we had to have. Oh, here, I can do it. I just don't know what the command is. I don't know if it's this or not. I have to figure out my second channel one, actually. Let me just I'll put the link in the chat. And if you guys want to go over there and subscribe, I told you before, once we hit 500 subscribers, we'll go live over there. And I'm very transparent with you guys. And that's because you need 500 subscribers to part of, that's only part to get monetized over there. So then you have to do your watch hours as well. So I just want y'all to come over there, subscribe, watch me if you like to, it's just a little bit different than true crime. We're going to do everything. It's going to be a free for all over there. Let's just say. So this picture, and I was going to show you this one that I just took. Her little bow. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, I wasn't even on a filter. Wow, that looks like filtered, doesn't it? That was just a regular picture. Wow. Good camera. Your dogs might be jealous. Parker, my dogs are terrified of Nancy Grace. I haven't. Oh my gosh, Parker. I thought about doing that. So I thought about doing like a TikTok with her, like get her voice somehow, and like play, like if we're talking to each other and I can have her say this, like, it ain't high tea at Windsor Castle or just something cute, like do like a TikTok, but I need to figure out something to do. Yeah, I just took a picture right beside me. That's the lighting or something. She has this light right by her. I seriously, I cannot tell you the last time she slept but like in this room, she hasn't. We didn't use this room before this was my studio for like 2 years, 2 years, I'd say, before this became my studio. Then it was the dog's room. You can only imagine we had dog crates in here because we had to work. And I'm very OCD, so it wasn't bad, but it was like dogs. And then before that, it was Vincent's office, and it looked really, really cute. I have some old YouTube videos. It's like gray painted. Sorry, it has like 2 black shelves behind me with like little books and pictures and stuff. But because I've had a lot of backgrounds for YouTube. Oh, you love the rings. Oh, I'm so glad, Mary Beth. I sent you some more today. I sent you a few extras, and I'm going to buy some more. Oh, you got the dress. Oh, I'm so glad. Fits you good? That dress is cute. Well, it's the same dress that I have on in my picture. Do I have my picture on here? I don't think I do. Nope, not that one. It's the one that's on my, I think it's on my little, yeah, the one that's on my name. I actually, I took that picture over in my store one day just so I could put it out on the internet so people could see it. And if you want to see any of my stuff like online, I do have, I'll put my channel or not my channel name, my store name. Because if you're into like shopping for anything like boutique items, like home decor, jewelry, accessories, bath items, anything like that, I do own a boutique, and we're getting ready to do some more buying. And we're going to also try to do some merch with the channel. And with that, we have to take everything off of our site that we have now, that I've built, and put it on maybe just not Spotify, but what's the other one? No, it's just like a different selling platform, so it'll be easier. Oh, good. I'm so glad you liked him, Mary Beth. You look so pretty in that dress. You have to send me a picture. I want to see a picture. And that green one, oh, it's good. I love that dress. I wish I could like pull up a picture really quick, but I probably wouldn't be able to find one. Let me see if I can find one real fast. If we go to, where we need to be. Oops. I think it was, what was it? 2022, 2021. We're going to see. Oh, wow. I got a lot of stuff from my store here. June. I have so much stuff on my other platforms. Okay, this. And since it's just us, we're just hanging. I'll show you. I didn't want that one. Maybe. I think I pressed the airdrop button too many times. Would you buy at Target today? I actually didn't go to Target. I know. It's very strange. It was very strange. I usually will miss like one day a week at Target. Like literally. It's bad. It's just because it's so convenient. And Walmart here, I don't know if Walmarts are all like this, but you pay for the experience at Target. You know what I mean? You get the cup holder, you get the nice shopping cart, you get the beautiful scenery. The people are usually not in pajamas. Nobody's getting shot. Like it's happened twice at our Walmart. So I'm just like, I'll go to Target. I'll spend a little more, but it's better quality. And I just feel like it's better. Like it's better presented. So it's easier for me to shop. But if you want to get some stuff on cheap, that's nice. Like, that's not too bad. Walmart's the way to go. I just be scared of Walmart. I ain't even lying. Oh, wait, I found these Christmas pictures. How did I do that so fast? Okay, well, oh gosh, and there's all my Target stuff. I was gonna see if I could find any more. While I was over here a bit. Okay, I have a lot of stuff in my store. You guys have to check it out. I'm like looking at the pictures. And if you guys want to check me out over on Facebook, it's just, Facebook, Poppy and Ari, and I'll put the name of it in here. I hope it's going to let me airdrop it. It's being weird. Let me see. We'll try this one more time. I don't know why it's not airdropping. That's weird. I don't want to have to try to find that picture again. But you'll look really cute in it. I love that dress. I wish I could have found that picture. And saved it. Maybe I could find it again really quick. So I want to show you. It's really cute. Okay, there we go. May. This is the first dress you got. It's really cute. And I do have sizes small through large available in this dress. And it's lightweight, but it has an extra slip under it. So you have that extra protection because your girl always wants extra protection. And that's just me. It's kind of close, but that little dress, that's the dress that Mary Beth just got. Let me put it up on the screen. She's going to look so pretty in it. This little dress. And do you see these clothes hanging? That was all behind me before. This whole thing was behind me. That was my old studio. I don't think it did, Cat's Life. I'll check. Because I was thinking someone else said something about an order, but I don't think it did. Let me check. Oh, wait. Yes. Yes, it did. I just saw it. Did you just do it at 10:15 p.m.? Thank you. That's one of my pictures on here. And I have those earrings too for sale because I had 2 pairs. And so I was like, I don't need to keep both of them, do I? And then I was going to try to show you the other one. Oh, well, that one's cute because it's a little bit better of a picture. Let's see. I don't know which way I'm going, but this was okay. Oh, we have to go down a little bit. If I can't find it this time, I have like all these pictures of me and stuff from my store. Like I should post these pictures again, but you know, I'm not huge into posting pictures of myself. Did it come through? Oh, yeah. I'll open this one. I'll show you another one. And then I'm going to show you the green dress. We'll try to find it. And that's that other one. Oh, I should have went through here. There was better pictures. Look at me showing you guys my pictures. I'm like, you guys would love this stuff. I'm telling you what. Let me try to go back. Why do we save so many pictures in our phone? For no reason. I don't even know what month I'm on. I think I'm on the wrong year, but I showed you a few, couple few. And then we have candles. We have it all. I'm looking through. So yeah, some of these I'll have to post. If you guys don't want to go over like my Instagram, I have an Instagram for Poppy and Ari as well. So you could always go over there and check it out. But I can't find that picture again. I lost it. And if you guys know me, if I want to find something, I'll sit here all night and try to find it. All of my old YouTube. So I won't leave you guys hanging. I'll let you guys all go. But yeah, Mary Beth, when you get that green dress, you're going to love it. I wore it for a picture. Well, pictures that me and Vincent did for Christmas. And we went to this huge tree. And I wore that with like some really tall, like brown boots. And I loved it. I'll have to show you. Did you see the actual store? I'm going to have to pull it up. I always say I'm going to do that because I love that you guys, when you shop from my store, because it's not like you're just giving me money. Like you are, but you're getting something in return, and you're shopping small business, and it's very good quality. Your girl buys really good quality. I carry products that are very boutiques. You can't order them online. You can't get them even through a lot of the stores. If you know of any brands like Altered State, Dry Goods, we have Rose and Remington here. Maybe like a Francesca's almost. I'm trying to think of some names that you might know, but those boutiques type stores, the smaller stores, that's what these are kind of like. And then this is all the, like we have more products than that. Well, I don't even know how you get to the products. You guys will probably know better than me. Shop. Oh, yep. And there you can see kind of what we have. Shorts are amazing. They are amazing. Everything that is on here, you can do 20% off with code capitalize all YouTube 20. And these Bermuda shorts here and these are here are for our curvy. You'll see it in the upper corner if it's curvy or if it's straight sizing. These little shawls are really good. This shawl I'm going to get back in because y'all bought it in like 2 seconds. I couldn't get a hold of that. The Christmas cottage candles, even if it's not Christmas, y'all, they're so good. They're so good. And I can always put another label on that for you. If you didn't want a Christmas one, you wanted something like cuter, let your girl know. But I've got bralettes, we've got house stuff, we've got rings, we've got like different soaps. I'm going to get different necklaces in, earrings. What else do we have? I haven't been on here forever. All our sweaters are, oh my gosh, they are the best. This 2-piece, Riley said it, you'll not be cold. Not a day in your life. There's the dress you just got. And then This little blouse, oh, it's so cute. And so are those. I love those. I love them all. Those are the pants that I love. Yeah, I love all this stuff. Well, that's probably why I bought it. But I always try to put a little bit of myself in the shopping. I love browns and whites and like neutrals, but I've been trying to get some more different colors in. So if you see a lot of neutrals that say, hey, Tanya, get us something that's a different color. You need help getting the candles? Let me know if you do. You just don't wear dresses, Cat's Life? Oh, that's fine. We do have some cute, like spaghetti strap ones that you could put a cardigan over in the summer. They're very, very comfortable. And I do have some jeans here, and I'm going to get more like stuff that's not dresses, of course. And we do have some shorts, and I like the Bermuda shorts, the longer ones. Personally, I like those. And those are called cans. I tell people the names of my stuff. So you're not supposed to, I guess you're not supposed to, because if you do, they'll just know where you got it. And I don't understand it because you need a business license to buy it. But I forgot what I was going to say, but I think that everything that we have in here is something that I would like and I would wear. And I used to dress up a lot more. I know I don't really dress up too much on the channel, but I used to be, when skinny jeans were a thing, I'd be in my skinny jeans with my cute little Rose and Remington top, because that's where I worked. And yeah, after I was out of that business, a boutique, like being in the store, and I'm more just, website right now, it's a lot nicer. But we are going to be looking for an actual physical location for my store soon, so that way I can get out of the house sometimes and go and work, and I'll have my own boutique. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully I can get that once I hit a certain monetary amount or a certain subscriber count. That would be nice. Maybe once I hit like 20,000. And then I can just go live from the store. But I appreciate you guys being here tonight, especially, hanging out, watching the court hearing. I know that sometimes it could be like, what's going on? And it could be slow, but I appreciate you guys holding through. I really do. I really do. Because I know a ton of people are live right now. And they're all talking about this stuff with Sebastian that Sebastian's dad, Seth, came out with last night. And it was extremely personal details. And I don't know if I feel comfortable going over them. I might just skip that. Just be like, I'm aware of it, but I don't want to talk about it because there's so many people talking about it. If this little boy is found and it is out there that he was SA'd, that's going to ruin his life. I'm sorry, but he's going to be like, he's not going to want to come home. It's crazy. That's why you should never get stuff from Shein. I can't wear Shein though. The feeling, I got a few items from there for vacation, and like, I just couldn't. It's something with the fabric. I'm very, very weird. But we did 2 hours. I said we would do an hour and a half tonight, but we did 2 because we sat and talked, and I love doing that with you guys. And it's like, I don't even think everyone is in here is a member. I mean, I hope that like no one feels bad if they're not a member, because you're fine. You'll probably get gifted. But yeah, pretty much everyone. That's amazing. I'm even a member. I've only been a member for not even a month. I just wanted to see if it was working one night, so I became a member. But we are going to do some members only lives. I want to get your guys' intake on what you guys want for the channel, what you guys want for like members lives. If you want me to cover cases, or you just want to like chit chat and just bull crap, about stuff that's going on that we see, can do that too. Because I know that we're all in the streets of YouTube. I go into chats, and if I say something, or I go in, I'll see some of y'all in there, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? And if you ever see me wilding out, that's just me sometimes when I hear about stuff, misinformation. But hopefully I don't get sued for saying that. I'm suing everybody. Shapewear, yeah, I can try to do that. I was actually I have some tanks in the closet. Maybe I should send you one to see if it's one of my old ones, but I could send it to you so you can see the fabric at least. Okay, so I have these tanks. I haven't ordered them in yet, but they're called Nikki Bickies. They're a game changer. They're not technically called shapewear, but they are so soft and they hug you in all the right places to where it looks like shapewear. I don't know. I just love it. You're welcome. And Mary Beth, thank you for being such a contributor to the channel and the store. It means a lot. I love like waking up and having orders, and I'm gonna have another order tomorrow. So I have a goal of just 10 orders this month because I'm just now getting back into it. And I'm at like 6 now, I think 5, well, 6 or 7. So and it's only the 4th. So I think I can maybe even increase my goal. But yeah, we have to get some stuff in. We have to get more stuff in. But let me see. Was there anything else I want to tell you guys? I don't think so. Shapewear hurts you. I've never really worn it, but I feel like I need some now. Vincent's losing weight. I hate him, and I'm gaining it. I'm like, what? Men, I hate him. Just kidding. Did Steve ever catch up with us? Oh, we love having you on here, Cat's Life. So I do want to do one of those just like members lives where you guys can come in and I'll just have like a video playing and you guys can do like an open chat. It would be under members only. I'm just debating on whether to do it under Titan emoji and up or making it a tier 1 and up because of the fact that people may buy into that smaller tier just to like hear information. And I don't want them to see the information. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want anyone to see anything that they don't need to see. You know, I want you guys to freely be able to talk. And then I would be in the chat with you too here and there because I'm always cleaning my house and stuff. And I'm like, I could be talking to people. When I don't have my mic connected over here, it's just kind of weird. They can lose weight easily. Oh, Dreamcatcher. So it's my actual boutique. It's online. So the one that you saw behind me earlier, that was Vincent built this room to look like a boutique. When I tell you, he goes and helps me with every adventure. He helps me with every adventure. I was like, I want to get a boutique. And he's like, okay. And I told him what I wanted it to look like. And he made it happen. I love that. So very European styles in there. Yes, very much so. And then I decided I just wanted to do online. So I was like, well, I can pack all this stuff up because I have like pictures and stuff of everything. And we want to do something different with this room, want to use it. And I'm like, Vincent was like, well, we'll put your studio over there. And we move our bedroom back to the bedroom and use the whole place. And I'm like, let's do it. So that's what we did. And I'm loving it. I want to change some stuff though. Like I have this, let me see. I have like this fireplace behind me. You can't really see it. It has a speaker on top. I don't like that's got to go. Just out of my life. I don't like, after you've seen something for so long, it was my mother. So I don't want to say out of my life, but she would say, get rid of it. She'd say, Tony, get rid of that thing. The couch or the chair, the blue chair is staying. That thing was way too expensive. It's staying. Oh, look who it is. Well, hello. Well, hello. Did you sleepy good? Did ya? Oh, she's the baby. She's my baby. She's the oldest one. Like I'll give her treats and I'm like, I'll make noise so the other dog doesn't hear it. Like I'll give her a little extra. She's older. She's so sweet. She just took a good nap. Ready to go into the bedroom with your daddy? Maybe. It's funny because Vincent will be laying with Mia in the bed and she won't go. Oh, she's going back to her bed. And she won't go in there because she's too scared of Mia. I don't know why. And so if she doesn't have me, like I'm her everything, really. Like I help her on the bed so Mia doesn't get her. Whenever she goes outside, I let her go first so Mia doesn't get her. She's my girl. She's laying back on her bed. Oh, if you guys don't have a dog, get a dog. Really. I mean, even if it's just like a little puppy, I'm telling you, they're life changers. They really are. They make your life so much better. And my cat, that's my dude. That's my everything. So I'm going to jump off of here. How do I spell her name? So it's like Mariah, but Araya. And then Mia is the gray one. She's the bigger gray one that sits in the chair and snores. Yeah, so her name's Araya. Oh, you're welcome, Siggy. I want to do a members live also. Let me write that down again. I want to do a members live where everybody can show their like animals. I want to do like put it out like a week in advance so you guys all know. And then maybe we could do like an open panel and you guys can come up and then just show us your pet. I thought that would be kind of cool. I'll put that on there so I don't forget. This is like all the stuff that Mary Beth's ordered in the last couple of days. I got to file it. You have a Great Dane. Heather, there's a Great Dane that Araya, my dog, really loves, and she hates every dog. Like she has a crush on this dog. It's a Great Dane. He's so gentle. He just stares at her and she'll go up there, like she'll run up the little hill and she'll be so happy, like not pulling like she's mad. She's just really happy. And we didn't see him the other day and we think he might have moved. And I'm really sad for her because I was her boyfriend. Oh, off tomorrow? Man. Well, we'll probably do, we'll definitely do a live tomorrow evening, but I think we're going to do one. We might do one during the day as well. So there's a lot of information coming out, y'all. And whenever I get off here, I'm going to go ahead and do the order I need to. Let me see. Wanting strong candle. Okay. I gotcha. I think I even have like a cinnamon one. I'm the same way. Cinnamon is my go-to. Cinnamon is like my go-to scent. That and like a manly kind of smell. You know what I mean? Just something. I want something that's going to smell the whole house up. Oh, little Mia. Yeah. Little Mia is my little pumpkin. She's 7, I think now, 6 or 7. They get older so quick. I don't know where the time went, but I'm extremely lucky. I mean, I say that all the time, but hell, it's the truth. You know, I get to hang out with people every night from all over the world. Like if you think about all over the world, we get to talk to these people in our normal everyday life. We wouldn't be able to meet people like that, which I'm not saying don't go out, but you know, like, you wouldn't meet, especially in this chat, a more caring group of people. Like I've never seen someone come in and say, I'm having this issue, and someone doesn't take the reins and say, what's going on? What can I do to help? Ashley, she's great at that. You all are great. But you know, Ashley I remember, wasn't you Ashley? I know it was Ashley. She was going to go pick up somebody that needed a ride like 2 states away. She was going to leave like right then and there. Where do you live? I'll come get you. Like hands down, didn't even need to hear anything else. Just willing to go. And those are the kind of people that you need in your life, you know, really. So, and I all think of you guys as, you know, family. I really do. I think of the older ladies as like second moms. Just, she was only 62, so she was pretty young, but you know, because you guys give me good advice. So I love that. But thank you guys all for being here tonight. I truly appreciate it. Tomorrow night's live, it'll be a little more fun. We won't watch a court hearing. Definitely not Brian Koberger's court hearing. But I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good evening. And it's Friday tomorrow, so end of the work week. So hopefully everybody's going to have a great, smooth Friday. And hopefully you guys get paid tomorrow. You never know. But thanks, guys. And hopefully you guys have a good day, good weekend if I don't see you before then. Bye.